How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Pan Geekery Podcast, a weekly live video podcast celebrating all things geek from an all diverse perspective. And what we do is we talk about film, TV, video games, and all the things, covering all the nooks and crannies of fandom. My name is Earl Balon. I am an actor improviser from Los Angeles, California. And my favorite video game character, it's a slog. I don't know who it is for reals, but right now it's the hero of time, Link.
Oh my god, I love this question.
That's not fair. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's not fair. He's a video game character.
That's mine.
Okay. You can say it too. God,
Okay.
it's not a competition. Calm down. Okay. Hi, I'm Jennifer Zhang. I'm an actor, writer, immersive theater enthusiast. And wow, this question is amazing.
Hey,
but my favorite video game character is... Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my shit.
A lot to choose from.
I'll say Morrigan, Witch of the Wilds from Dragon Age Origins.
Nice.
Wow. Nice. Okay. Hi,
That's
everyone.
a good one, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have the cosplay for it. My name is Caitlin Faye. I'm a writer, director, actor, and a singer. And Earl stole my favorite video game character. So I'm just going to say Zelda, because Zelda in Ocarina of Time kind of also dresses up as that chic character.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I didn't, think it was the same person. So she can be a damsel in distress, but she can also be a badass female fighter. Yeah. With a scarf pre-pandemic, so.
Kick-ass supreme.
Yeah. Pre-pandemic. There you go.
Hey guys, I'm Walter, editor and camera guy, and my favorite video game character, I'm torn between either Solid Snake or, bear with me on this, Nemesis from Resident Evil.
Oh, why does Solid Snake sound like something else, like an alias, like
because
a porn star name?
You have a dirty mind.
There's Solid Snake,
starring Solid Snake.
Solid and Liquid Snake.
Are you serious?
Not. I shit you not.
Liquid Snake?
Yes.
From the Metal Gear Solid series.
Are they trying to? Never mind.
No, the
short answer is yes.
You just have to take it for what it is.
Snake. I love it.
What it is.
I love it. I'll always take it. Yes.
Fantastic.
But Nemesis, I just thought was I know he's not the hero character, but it's just a badass character in general. So.
Right. So, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for being here. This is our 47th episode. Awesome. What's up to everybody in chat? Do hit us up in the chat. We will get to you as soon as we can. Thank you, Angfernal, for the subs. Thank you for the subs.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Angfernal, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Angfernal.
Nice to see all y'all.
Yeah, nice to see you all, everybody in chat. Awesome. Just a reminder, we do have streams over the course of the week, so do check out our schedule because that is readily available on Twitch now. Do check us out on the Discord. All the stuff, you can talk to us about pretty much anything on that Discord. So hit that up. And
anything?
I guess.
Anything and everything.
Anything.
Should we?
Anything.
This one time I rode a horse.
Anything.
My horse prince? Yeah, you can talk about that if you want to. So, yeah. Do hit us up on all the socials as well. Twitter, Instagram, we're all there. We're going to be talking about a few things today. First of all, we have a special guest, Daisuke Tsuji. Thank you for being here. We'll bring him on later. We're going to talk about his work and a little bit about the title. He's his upcoming title, Ghost of Tsushima, which if anybody is keeping an eye on that drops on the 17th. We're going to be talking about Watchmen Episodes 7 and 8. Our continued discussion from last week. We're going to be talking about Penny Dreadful, City of Angels, episode 9, and then we're going to have a little bit of an announcement after that, so stick around. And yeah, that's it. So let's get right into the show. First of all, let's introduce our very special guest, Daisuke Tsuji. What's up? Welcome to Pan Geekery.
Yay! Hi.
Mute. Hi. Hi. Hi, I'm Daisuke Tsuji. I'm an actor and VO artist. I play Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima. I guess my favorite video game character is me.
You. Nice one.
I was trying not to say that. Well, no,
Nice.
Although the first thing that came to my mind was Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if that makes me lame.
Yeah.
I just grew up with
because
it,
you saw the movie.
That movie.
Yeah, I did not see the movie.
Did anyone?
I think a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people did actually. So we're going to play a little bit, a little trailer of Ghost of Tsushima that is coming out on the 17th. Let's watch that real quick.
Exciting.
Let's watch that real quick.
Oh, there it is. It's starting.
Let me just do it.
You are a Sura.
Just enact the trailer. Yeah. We'll do
Let's have a live demonstration.
Just mystery science. Just mystery science your whole video game trailer, dude.
Do you have a green screen?
Start it.
Straight from his past.
Oh, it's
I think we gotta hit play.
Oh, really?
What will you become?
I see the PS logo or PS logo.
I don't think it is.
Cool, man. Hey, that's good. Oh, that's really great. Just
a little bit
Look
from
at that
chat.
graphics on that.
Growing up, I want to say my favorite character is X. Guts Heat. Nice one.
Oh.
Wait, from
Oh,
what?
it's not
Guts?
playing?
Okay, Daisuke, act it out.
What's up,
Okay.
everybody?
I actually don't say anything in this trailer.
Oh, there you go. Out, go.
Act it out
Guts.
then.
Aaron Navis.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but we'll get that playing at some other point. So,
Cool.
Daisuke, you've been acting for a while, man. How did you start? What made you come here to LA?
I started acting in high school and then, kept going in junior college, then transferred to UCLA. And just kind of started from there, stayed in LA, but I really had no idea what I was doing, as you do after college.
Right.
And just sort of started started doing theater in LA. One of them was the Actors Gang.
Mm-hmm.
There's another theater group called Three Chairs that a bunch of my friends at UCLA, we just did our own thing, which is really cool. And I learned a lot. And basically from the Actors Gang led to a Cirque du Soleil audition. And I didn't get that role, but they were looking for a Japanese actor in a Japan tour. So I got that. I did that for a year and a half. Side note, today they went bankrupt today, which is really sad.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
A moment of silence.
They'll be back. I'm sure. Okay. And then after that, I came back and then I kept going. And then I did Oregon Shakespeare Festival for 4 years. And just kept going. And now I'm doing voiceover, film, TV, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And you were in Cambodian rock band, right? You originated the role of Doik.
I did. I originated the role of Doik in Cambodia rock band at South Coast Rep. That's 2 years now. We did a couple of workshops. I guess for those, man, this play is really hard to explain. So if you can help me out, let me know.
Right.
For sure. Want me to give a synopsis? Or
if you have one, please.
Oh,
please do it.
Sure. I'll just whip one out. It's basically a music-heavy show that explores Cambodia in the 70s, also present-day America. And it's a generational story about a father and a daughter, with the father being a Cambodian survivor of what was essentially one of the greatest social tragedies akin to the Holocaust that happened in Cambodia.
The killing fields?
Yeah.
Right.
Basically. So yeah, it's a really riveting story, and it has a lot of Cambodian surf rock music. And Daisuke here plays the main antagonist, basically, of the story.
Yeah, the Doik historically is he was the head of S21, which was a prison, and they tortured and interrogated and basically forced people to confess, whatever they, by torture, and then just executed a lot of people, thousands of people. And it was a comedy too, so it's just really strange. It's kind of one of those plays that you kind of just have to see. Did you all see it?
Caitlin has seen it.
I saw it. Is it really a comedy? I think there's comedy and drama.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
mostly
Yeah.
drama,
Really
isn't it?
stuff.
It's really heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, second
I
act
cried.
is mostly is mostly drama.
That's
So
true.
my character is very, the character Doik is very different from historical Doik, but inspired by the historical Doik.
Really? But he's still alive, right?
He's still alive. He's
As are you.
90. As am I. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he's still in
Nice.
he's still in prison.
Dang.
Nice.
Oh,
He's still in prison.
Yeah,
Wow.
of course. So another thing was he was the first Khmer Rouge leader to be tried for crimes against humanity, and the daughter was one of the working on prosecuting.
So
him.
this is based on a true story then.
oh.
Based on loosely.
Wow.
Or
For sure.
inspired by a true story.
Inspired by,
Well, for those who haven't seen, Daisuke does an amazing job as the main villain, and he's perfectly hateable but also charismatic at the same time, which is a heady blend. So that's great. And
Yeah.
and you're
Were
part
you
of so
hating
many
him when you were
shows.
watching it, Caitlin?
Oh, you're supposed to
I-
hate him, but like,
Well,
At the
actually,
same time-
no. At first, I was like, "Oh, this guy's pretty cool," because I don't think I realized in the beginning he was going to be the bad guy. I just thought he was some random Asian dude because he comes in. He comes in sporadically
because there's
until
only
he
Asians
comes
in
in.
the show.
Yeah, I know, right? No, it was really good. I was like, "Damn." Well, I don't want to give spoilers up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
no spoilers.
Yeah, it was one of those situations that I got to be part of the workshops, and the Lauren Yee, the playwright, she really writes for her actors, and so I feel like I really got to it felt like she was writing with me in her voice, in my voice in her mind, whatever. So it's really cool because I felt like I really got to do everything that I was good at, all the aspects of
That's
that I was
great.
As good as it can be. Wow.
Yeah.
Did she talk to you and then went back in there and kind of rework the character? Oh, wow.
I got to do that a little a little bit because you kind of have to see the play, but my part of my journey was, or part of the theme was, whose story is it, right? Who is it, the victim, or is it the survivor, or is it I guess they're all survivors, but is it the bad guy's story, or the victimizer? Because a lot of times that's one of the Lauren was trying to do, was to not make it about the bad guy, the Hitlers of the world.
Yeah, it's done really well because in the
amazing.
second half there is a flip where it actively enters meta narrative.
Yeah, you go back in time.
There's a flip between the antagonist story to
the inner dialogue
protagonist
or monologue. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's literally a moment where Joe's character Chum states that this is my story. Anyway, without giving away any spoilers. But anyways,
the entire play.
show.
If and when Dracula returns.
If and when Dracula returns.
It's an inside joke because Jen totally gave this huge spoiler on one of our episodes.
I did no such thing.
On Castlevania.
So Cambodian Rock Band has been touring all throughout for the past 2 years and such, and might continue after.
Yeah, when am I going to see it again? What a great show! I really, man.
Next year.
year.
I mean, the play went
free tickets, right, for all of us.
Well, the play went to Signature off Broadway in New York, and I was not a part of that. So I don't know if I have access. I don't know if I have access to tickets anymore.
Why? You're a big draw. You should have been there.
Hopefully. Maybe things will change after quarantine. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's a great unknown void right now.
Isn't quarantine funny? All of our discussions eventually going to end up.
Yeah.
And then there's quarantine.
Yeah, but and then rule number 29 of the internet, everything goes back to quarantine.
It's the way of life now,
It is, yeah.
Especially if we're talking about theater and entertainment. It's
it's inevitable.
Yeah,
it's one of the things we're handcuffed by it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been shut down, and who knows when Broadway's going to come back. I mean,
right.
That was another
productions are
Broadway came out
now.
saying that it'll be next year, basically.
Next year, that sounds
at least.
Yeah. But anyway, video games though.
Video games.
We're still playing them.
Yeah.
We have a few highs from the chat. Galaxy Unicorn Girl. What's up? That's Jennifer Field.
What a great name. Galaxy
Guts Heat.
Unicorn Girl.
Another character I can remember is Ezio Auditory
Ezio.
from Assassin's Creed.
Sure.
Samus Aran and Lara Croft. I just had to read that because anyway.
Because you're in it.
I know. Anyway, dude, Daisuke, you've worked on some pretty awesome titles here. Death Stranding, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and you have one coming out.
Right. Yeah, that one.
Pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima. Guys, I'm kind of tiptoeing. First of all,
what are we allowed to talk about?
Yeah.
So right. There's NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Basically, I can't talk more than what the trailer has, but we could go over what the gameplay that we've seen, the trailers that we've seen.
Let me ask really quick. You did both the mocap and the performance capture for the character Jin.
Can I say that? Yes, I can. I think I can say that.
Looks and sounds
Think about it first.
Thank you.
Yes, it does look and
He's
sound
like, no,
like me.
I did not do this.
You never know, dude.
I did not have sexual relations with a woman.
He did not
I
put
literally
dots
could
on
not
my
mention
face.
like my involvement with things until like the day things dropped. So
Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
With this,
Dealing with celebrities.
I'm going to ask questions and you can just shut them down as you will.
Right.
But,
Sure.
Did you have to train in any sort of like Japanese martial arts to be able to perform in that role?
I watched some YouTube videos. Oh, actually, I did take some. I mean, I can't say as to, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just like doing my homework of, it's very interesting.
Can you show us?
right now?
Stand up and show us.
Where's your katana?
I actually did buy a sword. I'd have to get it.
Nice.
Just to like feel the weight of it.
Well, I mean,
feel the weight of it. It's blunt. It's safe.
All right. Are you gonna show it to us?
So blunt.
That's a go.
Show us your sword.
Well, since it's mocap, they probably got an expert martial artist on the suit and then mocap
he's got
martial artist.
Right.
Like a body double or a body double.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, like a stunt double.
A body
So
double.
Body double. Yeah.
Stunt teams that do a lot of the fight mocap. So
sometimes he couldn't show up to
I swear, this is water. This is water. This is water.
Daisuke, I know this is a question I get, and let me see if I can ask you this. So how did you come about working on Ghosts?
I auditioned, and then I had some callbacks, and then I got the role.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was rather
so simple.
I know.
So easy.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think I can say this. I mean, when I got the breakdown, I was like, this is, I better get this. This is mine. It was one of those moments where it wasn't like an arrogance thing. It was just
I get it. This is mine.
Age range, Japanese American, mocap, be able to tell stories with my body. And also by then I have my voiceover reel and everything. So I was like, it's one of those acting moments of like the career moments where it's like, you do everything you can to get ready, and the opportunity was just like there, and it's like, I'm gonna get this. But obviously I was surprised and happy when I did actually get it. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
How long? Go ahead, Walter.
Oh, I was gonna say, kind of go back, like, how did you even get into voice acting in general?
Yeah, how did you transition
to get into this path?
Sure, yeah. So I did OSF, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, for 4 years, and theater is great for actors. It's great training. It's you can make a living out of it, but it's not enough to. You'd have to like really keep going at it. It's hard financially. So coming back to LA, I knew I had to do TV and film. but that's also slow. So it's like, I just wanted to be able to do everything. So that's when I started voiceover. And there was a great teacher, Rick Zief. And, these things cost a lot of money. It's an investment, but it was worth it. And eventually that led to a reel. And, VO reels just have to sound very professional. It needs to sound like you already have gotten jobs. From what I've learned. Yeah. So that
they're not cheap, honestly. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
A couple grand at least.
I did not think that it was gonna take that much, but but at the same time, it's
like 8 classes or something.
No, this is just to produce your demo.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also classes too. Like they want. People encourage you to take classes. Right. But anyway, it takes money, but it was worth it because this job paid a lot.
Where you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Look
like you said, it's an investment. Right? Yeah.
Look at my life.
Yeah.
I know. Look at these mics.
It's just one.
How are you recording them right now?
This is one bedroom.
Success after the next.
It's just one bedroom apartment. When I say like successful, I mean like I can get this.
You have a ring light?
It's okay.
Get out of here.
You can brag. Go on and brag. You deserve it.
Okay, that right there, that ring light is what's gonna make you a TikTok star.
No, it's because he's been trying.
It's what every TikTokers have.
And that's also what and TikTok's going to steal all your info and sell it to everybody. So
I don't. Is everybody on TikTok? I'm not even on TikTok.
But you will be.
You will.
Hey, what's up, Space Cowboy now? Gabriel Bosco. How you guys doing?
I do it just to watch. I don't do stuff on. I just watch. And Pangeekery has a few stuff on featuring Jen and Caitlin. But man, it's amazing how much time flies when you're watching videos on TikTok.
Really? What kind of videos are you watching, Walter?
They're mostly like comedic.
It's stuff.
There's
it's a lot of different categories.
I just wait till people repost theirs on Insta, and then because that eventually.
Same. It's fun.
They're trying to sell dice on.
We're trying. I don't know if TikTok is his platform though. Imagine Daisuke on TikTok. And he's doing the dances that everybody does.
Unless he's cosplaying.
Yeah.
I've seen some of those dance things, and I just don't know if that's for me.
It's not yours, Steve.
Yeah,
Daisuke, you could do those wipe videos where because there's this trend that they're like you're wiping, and then you're like all of a sudden you're
dressed in a different outfit. Yeah.
Oh man,
you have to see it to get it. You'll get it. We'll
don't worry about it.
TikTok don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Let's wipe it from all our collective minds.
Yeah, let's just not remember it.
Sounds good.
Quick aside. I actually auditioned for Ghosts.
So did I.
Oh crap!
Yeah. No, I mean not for your role, of course.
Where's
this going?
This is really awkward.
Your veiled threat after the sentence.
You almost made him spit his drink, Earl.
I just wanted to share that. I mean,
wait, are you allowed to say what character you auditioned for? Or?
No, I can't even say that because there's an NDA to sign for the audition.
But it wasn't Daisuke's character.
No.
So we're good.
That's one thing.
I also did not audition for Daisuke's character.
Neither.
Sorry, just wanted to.
You should have. That's one thing I'm really curious that I'm going to ask the developers. Like, what was the casting process for me? Like was anybody else in the running?
Or did I just blow you all away? No competition.
Dude, when you start doing the interviews for this, like once the promo tour starts happening, that's going to be interesting.
I actually don't know because again, quarantine.
Oh God damn it, that's right.
Everything's changed. Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to what.
It would have been so awesome at E3 this year.
Comic-Con, I guess.
It's not going to happen anymore.
I don't think Comic-Con's going to happen next year either.
Really?
Yeah, he would have been. What? Yeah, I think they canceled San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah,
for next
San Diego
year.
Comic-Con.
They'd have to.
It's done for this year.
Yeah.
No,
For
but I mean
this
for
year,
next
done.
year. For
Oh,
next
for
year.
next year.
Yeah.
That's of course
We don't know
can
yet.
play that by ear.
Who knows? Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But,
So maybe next year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
But yeah, this is
so
my
we
first
actually
interview,
have.
so that's exciting.
Do you just did your first
oh,
interview?
nice.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Nice,
Hell
dude. That's
yeah.
awesome. They're
It's an
fun.
honor.
We
You're
can
a star,
over
kid.
everyone's heads.
So we have the trailer up now. We can watch that.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect. I'm excited.
I was reading that there are two different paths you can take. You can take the path of the warrior, and then, or the samurai, and then you can take the path of the ghost. And,
Well, sorry,
go ahead.
what?
Yeah, my bad.
No, I can say this because it's in the trailer. I
Right.
think it seems like every fight you can either fight as a samurai or as a ghost. It's just
Got
really
it.
up to the player.
Nice.
I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's all
That looked
about.
epic as fuck.
So
It's all about,
choosing how you
Beautiful.
fight.
So hyped.
Yeah.
I really wish we had an E3 this year because that would have been like.
That would have been
Yeah.
E3. But people
Yep.
are really stoked for all
You're a
this. Thank you.
star.
Yeah,
Have you had a chance to play it? As
yes. Well, I mean, there was like a beta. Can I say this? Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
beta version that I
Right.
visited them in Seattle a long time ago. So it wasn't like a finished product, but yeah, I played a little
Yeah.
bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
as from what I watched in the 18-minute trailer of the gameplay that they released, it looked nice. It looked good. It reminded me of the same because I was a big fan of Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
Mm.
and it's the same gameplay where it's sword fighting, and then you have the archery and your targeting and all that stuff, and which I like. So it looks like I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like it might follow the same kind of gameplay, which
Formula.
is a very good formula, which is a good one. So I'm looking forward to it.
No, I've played a lot of open world games, but I never played Assassin's Creed. So I can't really compare it to that game. But I really,
man, it's addicting.
oh yeah, I'm a big fan of open world games. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
The thing that's cool is this is going to be a PS exclusive. So
yeah.
it's the game is like built for this hardware, which means they're going to be able to push like everything they can.
Oh, wow.
Like, max graphics.
Yeah, and it is the last PlayStation exclusive of
Before PS5,
before PS5, right? So yeah, it's very
Yeah.
right?
it's very exciting.
And
Yeah.
right
Can't
before
wait.
this, Last of Us 2 was released.
So-
right? So it's Last of Us 2 and Ghost before
Right.
we transition to PS5.
Oh,
Yeah.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
So
Did y'all play it? I just finished it on Friday.
God.
I did not.
Already?
Don't spoil it. I'm gonna start
Yeah, we
playing it
can't
on
really talk
PG on
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
I haven't
Can't talk
even
about it.
played one
Already
yet,
bought
so
it. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
no, yeah, because I'm a
Playing
PC
outside.
gamer, so
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So when it does drop on the 17th, you want
Yes.
to come back and play with us?
Please.
Maybe, yeah. I was gonna do I have no idea how all of this works.
Right.
It's
Twitching.
actually magic. You do a spell,
Yeah,
and
you
we
just
appear
wish
on the
really
screen.
hard.
All at
We're-
once.
Yeah.
We're actually
Yeah.
all have devoted our lives to a patron, so we garner all our power from them.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I
It's
would
actually
love
not
to.
hard. Yeah.
Okay, I would love to learn how to do it because my family they don't have a PlayStation, so I really just want to play it for them, like so they can
Oh,
watch it
Aw,
with me.
that's
you know?
cute.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, I'm sure that
might be
I don't know. I'm not going to speak for what Sony's going to do for you, but we'll see.
I'm like, hey Sony, give his family
I
a
know.
PS5. Come on, guys.
Leverage,
Yeah.
Good.
leverage.
His family can play his game.
Hook the
Yeah,
man
come
up
on,
with the
Sony.
ga- with the
It's not
console.
gonna destroy you, Sony.
I know.
Jeez.
You probably have like a bunch of them lying around. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not even the 5. Like, just give him a 4.
Yeah, just give him the
Seriously.
4. Come
Give him
on.
a 4.
Yeah.
You know
well,
what?
that's a
Yeah.
Give him the Slim edition.
This
Come on.
limit- What is this weird?
gets a
persona?
PS4 Slim. I know. PSP. I mean, Pro for the win.
I think all of them's gonna buy PS5 eventually anyway. So
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
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 supposed to have like perfect backwards compatibility. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that cat game. I'm gonna play that cat game. Sorry, what?
Oh yeah, the cat game. That sounds so good. I'm gonna ask just like multiple probing questions, and if you don't
Yes, please.
Multiple probing questions.
So
Not multiple choice questions, but
Yeah,
not
but
multiple
probing
choice, but
questions.
multiple
Probes.
probing questions.
Okay.
So we can see that it's set in feudal era Japan. Is it based on an actual figure from feudal Japan, or is it entirely fictional?
It's inspired by real events. In 1274, the Mongolians tried to invade Japan, and I believe Tsushima was his first stop, and they actually fought. 80 samurai fought with thousands of Mongolians at Komoda Beach or Komoda Hama, and of course, they were outnumbered, so they lost. Historically, eventually, the typhoons, I guess, defeated them.
The Mongolians?
Mongolians were defeated by typhoons.
They got owned by the typhoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the winds.
Yeah, there was a name for that. Yeah, there was
It's kamikaze, which...
Kamikaze.
Yeah. So
Great winds,
the divine winds or winds of the gods.
Yeah.
So that happened 2 times, 1274 and 1281. But the figures are all fictional.
Right.
So Jin Sakai is a fictional character, so that the developers can tell their own story, and they felt like that if they stuck with historical figures, it might it might insult people unintentionally.
Right. It becomes a little more touchy.
That's just to go fictional. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question. I need to come up with another one.
I thought you had a list of probing questions.
I was setting myself up.
Where's the probe?
She's like, I have a single.
That was a singular probe.
Single probe. Yeah.
I
heard a
one
plural.
digit.
I do.
Yeah, the probes.
I do.
I'm summoning the probes. Somebody else asked a question.
I have a question.
Okay, I wanted this one's.
Why am I the only one?
I'll ask questions. I never get to ask questions because everyone else
go.
has multiple questions
Probing
just spilling out of them. I have probes too. Okay, so
Daisuke, when you worked at
stop being a man. Okay, Daisuke. So you did Ghost of Tsushima, but you're also famous because you happened to star in a popular television show. Is that correct?
What?
Are we talking about Man in the High Castle or
The Man in the High Castle?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay?
I mean,
are we allowed?
No.
Okay, so you were in
Go
it.
ahead.
You were in Man in the High Castle playing the Emperor of Japan. So
Crown Prince. So
Crown
son of
Prince. Oh, sorry.
Emperor. Yeah.
Okay, so you've played 2 period Japanese pieces.
Yeah.
And then you were also in Love, Death, and Robots, which I think you were in episode 15, if I'm not mistaken, or
13 because
Lucky 13, which
there's
was
only 13. Yeah.
great episode. No, Lucky 13 was the plain one.
Yeah, the plain one. Yeah.
So that one also garnered a lot of acclaim. How do you feel about voice acting versus like an animation, voice acting in video games, and live action acting for film and television? Do you have a preference at this point?
That's a very good
theater?
question.
Yeah.
Sure. That all kind of, well, there's the money, right? And then there's the art, which is always the struggle.
The eternal.
Yeah.
Eternal question.
And also the way I am cast. TV so far, I am cast as not only Japanese, but Japanese speaking.
Right.
Okay.
So I am grateful to play Jin Sakai, even though he's Japanese, it's written in English and, played by Asian American actors, spoken in English.
Did it make you do like an accent? Like with a Japanese flavor?
Can I talk about that?
Oh, I don't know. You don't say anything in the trailer.
Probing question.
I told you, get ready for the probes.
Well, you can hear it in the trailer, so I think so. It's it's a slight. It's not a thick accent.
Not heavy accent.
Right?
And you're fluent in Japanese.
I am fluent in Japanese, so I can do that. So, and then in theater, I feel like that's where I have the most freedom as far as range and as far as casting is concerned. So artistically, of course, the stage allows me to do a lot more. Although voiceover, there's freedom in that because although I haven't really gotten to, animation and stuff, that's where I really want to get into next.
Right.
Also, there's a lot of freedom in that too. So yeah. So eventually TV and film, that's the struggle I'm going up against as an Asian American. I want to be seen as an Asian American and not just speaking Japanese is one of my skills. I'm grateful and privileged to have that, but it is one of my skills, not necessarily who I am and what I can. You
don't want to be typecasted into just doing the Japanese character role and whatnot.
Yeah. Although I'm obviously grateful for that.
Of course. So you're saying you experience the greatest amount of freedom and range when you do theater, but right now you want to start emphasizing more film, television, as opposed to voice acting, or you want to... I know you were going to move more into voice acting in the future, but I guess my question was like, where do you feel your greatest joy? Or is it kind of just, it depends? What sparks joy?
I mean, they all have. I guess what you're saying is that he has pros and cons in either one, right? Like voice acting, you get to go in the studio booth in your shorts and.
Maybe you do that.
Do you though?
But if you say greatest joy, then it would have to be theater, but not only that.
I knew Jen was going to say that. She thinks theater is superior to all other acting forms.
It is superior to
it's apples and oranges, I feel.
I don't know.
It's apples and oranges. Yeah. It's
I think on a case by case basis.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yes. And I think it's about joy. Like if it's about joy, if it's just about that, what theater brings is it's all about community, right? It's bringing people together.
Right.
There's a rush
and liveness.
There's a rush and
sorry. Go ahead, finish your thought.
One last thought was like all other mediums, like the video game. I'm very excited about it, but the reason why I want to do a Twitch live stream is because I just played The Last of Us Part 2 alone.
What you're saying is you want friends, Daisuke.
I do want friends.
Right? But you heard it here, guys. You heard it today.
But it is a very, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the loneliness of not getting into spoiler. It's a very, a personal experience. A very But with Ghost, I want to share it with other people because you don't get to have that.
Awesome.
Gosh, I want to ask you all these questions.
I have another probe.
Probe.
Earl, do you have a probe?
No, I have a probe. I have
so many probes.
Okay.
I have one, Walter.
I have one,
Walter. Walter, I have one.
I'll
give
I want to ask you about like the gosh, I don't know if I can, dude, because I want to ask you about the mocap process, but like I don't.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can.
Well, ask the question and we'll see.
Like,
it's a probe.
Yeah, right. Did you get to work with everybody else in the volume? Was there everybody there?
Volume? What do you mean?
The stage, like the warehouse. Did you do like you did the whole like covered in balls thing and?
Covered in balls.
Yeah. I did the mocap. I did
covered in balls.
I did the mocaps.
So was everybody else in the volume? Or
like who else? Who are you talking about?
Like the other actors, I'm asking.
Like Troy Baker? Like was he there?
No, was he?
I know. We're supposed to. I mean, mocap. We're supposed to. I think I can. This is knowledge.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure about it. I just wanted to I didn't want to push it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. That's the point of like interaction. Mm-hmm. So yes, there were actors there with me at some points in some scenes.
Yeah.
In the room. With balls on your body.
The actors you interact with in the cutscenes were actually there
We're
with
there
you
with
in the
you.
studio.
Right.
Yes.
Like Troy Baker.
It's
Like Troy Baker.
See, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Now people are beginning about, oh my God, is he in the gang?
He's in the game.
No,
so was Mark Hamill in the studio with you?
Mark Hamill?
just start rumors and stuff.
Right.
Daisuke Tsuji with Mark Hamill.
Skywalkers and ghosts. Right?
Yeah. The Joker shows up.
all these white actors just happen to
Basically,
what are you doing?
Everybody that was in everybody in the Avengers game, they're also in this game.
Yeah.
Let me throw my probe.
Where's your probe?
Walter's probe.
We were
Show
talking
us your
about
probe.
theater.
Yes.
Like, was it difficult? How was the transition from theater to TV acting or film acting for you? Was it kind of flawless, or was there? How was the transition? Because I know for some people,
From theater to film?
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, I
Yeah, I can see Jennifer's reaction to
I'm
that.
like already like kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right after 4 years of OSF, I did like a couple auditions and, self-tape auditions. So I had to watch myself, and I was devastated because I had no idea what I was doing. And, I think I'm still learning. And I read something on Facebook or some YouTube video, which is great, was that in theater, you get to rehearse a lot. And you come to a product, and then you share that with people. So you have a lot of time with it. When you're doing self-tapes a day or two, or even on set, you get a script or whatever, how do you create a whole person around with that kind of time? But as something I saw recently was that the filming process was rehearsal. Like rehearsal in theater, and the editing process was the performance, I guess. So that when you're shooting, when the actor's working, you just think of it as a rehearsal.
Yeah.
And you just try a lot of different things, just play.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. But what if the things you're playing with are not good? Like, what if you're like, I sucked, and none of those were good, so I just ruined it?
Well, just fix it in post, right?
Post.
But yeah, that's one of the things I learned, and again, I'm still learning, so I'd like to implement that more, because so far I've been like trying to every take. I'm trying to like get it perfect, right? I'm going to get that perfect take. A lot of times when I do that, it just sort of becomes, everything just comes out the same, and maybe that's not the way to go, maybe treat it more like a rehearsal and just play.
So we do have, sorry, you were going to finish?
No.
Okay.
I'm finished.
I had a question from chat. Did you do your own stunts for the mocap? I know we kind of addressed this earlier, but yeah.
Are you allowed to say?
I think I can't. Not this one, because it's very specific.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Wait, I have an actual probe, and I know you actually can't answer this.
Probe him.
So you don't even have to answer it. I'm just going to look at your face, and then I'll see.
Then you'll know the answer.
All right. So the question is, in all of the trailers and gameplay, you only see one character, so it's not as if you can team up with other people, and you can transform into a ghost. So is this a revenge story?
All right,
that's pretty proby.
Answer.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Can't answer that.
Blink once for yes. Twice
blink
for
once,
no.
Blink out of both eyes.
You mean wink?
Oh my gosh.
Blink out of both eyes.
Wink out of both eyes.
What? That's not a wink. That's a blink.
I mean, if you want to.
All right. That's it.
A revenge story.
Yeah, if you want a revenge.
Turn my time.
If you want a revenge story, just play The Last of Us. Really.
There you go.
Oh,
Part 2.
Right, nice.
Part 2. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
That's true.
Good to know.
All right.
Well,
But yeah, I can't answer
on
that.
to our next section. Thanks Daisuke for indulging us in all these important questions.
For letting us probe you.
Probes.
Yeah.
All the
but
probes.
we are going to start talking about Watchmen.
Woo!
Episode
Yes.
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Episode 7 and 8 of Watchmen. So what did everybody think about these two episodes? We're nearing the end of the story, so things are moving pretty briskly at this point.
Yeah.
General impressions.
Amazing. I mean, everything has just ramped up. Like me and Caitlin have been talking about this already, but you know, what started off as like a pretty interesting setup, but like we didn't know where it was going, has suddenly like exponentially escalated, you know? And the genius of the show is that it takes every loose end and then ties it in such a gratifying way. And we're learning so much about characters that originally were like shrouded in mystery, but the payoff of learning about who they are is so rewarding, unlike another show we're going to discuss.
Ooh. But, I wonder what show.
Anyway, does anybody want to recap, or I can also recap?
Sure, if you would like. I'm actually having
I
to
think
look up.
you're the only one who has notes.
You're so good.
As always. So sounds like you want to do it.
I don't remember where episode 8
Granger
ends.
is like, I read it in Hogwarts.
Yes. The Hermione Granger here is definitely Jen.
Oh man. Oh, okay. So like episode 7 and 8 cover, post nostalgia. Angela basically awakens from her coma. Now, her consciousness is kind of like merged in between her grandfather's and her own. And turns out we dive into her history of growing up in Vietnam and of watching her parents get killed. As well as we learn Cal's identity, who turns out to be Dr. Manhattan.
How was that reveal for you all?
That was really, really amazing.
My brains are still on the floor. I need to pick them up.
So I have a relatively sad story, is that when I first started watching Watchmen, I was like, this is so good. I remember, because I remember the actor who plays Yaha Abdul Mateen. He was in an episode of Black Mirror called Striking Vipers. And I wanted to...
from the latest season?
I think either that or the season before, but I wanted to make sure it was him. So I looked it up on IMDb, and they spoiled this reveal.
Yeah, because it said, yeah. See, that should have happened to me. I went on IMDb and I saw the cast list for Watchmen, and I saw that Dr. Manhattan was Black. And I was like, oh, interesting. Dr. Manhattan is Black. And I didn't recognize it as
You didn't
Cal.
make the connection, right?
Thank God, because that would have killed me. I would have been so upset that it was spoiled for me.
I was so angry. I was like, why would you do this?
At that point, her two choices was Lou Gossett Jr. or...
I mean, I don't know if that means I'm racist because I didn't recognize the Black dude or whatever, but like...
Well, you're looking at like a thumbnable. It's like this big.
It was small. Yeah, I just saw a Black dude and I was like, okay. Oh my God.
There's going to be a third one that's going to appear.
No, man. Amazing doesn't even cut it. I was drinking pineapple wine last night.
Oh, yeah. She was freaking out.
I told Jen, I was like, every bone in my body just went limp.
Yeah.
Like, I was so slain. My brain is a pretzel.
Well,
like,
I mean...
Yeah. I do want to say I love the titles of like the episode.
A god walks into a bar.
An awesome religious awe, and then episode 8 was a god walks into a bar.
Oh my God!
It's a god walks into a bar. A bar. As in her last name.
Anyway.
Wow, that's bad.
Walks into a bar.
Yeah, that's his name. But it's all because there's all these titles are double entendre.
Angela Abar.
Yeah,
Abar. Yeah, it's her last name.
I wonder why he chose her though. That's the part that I don't get. I don't like. Is there a reason he fell in love with Angela?
Or he already knew that was predestined.
Oh, okay. So it was meant to be.
So we know from like previous Watchmen tales that Dr. Manhattan has partial omniscience, right? Like he can know certain things, but he is not fully omniscient.
Yeah.
Right.
He can't like know exactly why things happen at all times. He actually has like a limited scope. So like as evidenced by like him talking to Angela and her grandfather at the same time, we realize that talking through him is what got Will Reeves to kill Judd
Right.
Crawford in the first place.
Yeah.
And,
So it's kind of it's a mind fuck if you think about like to exist at all points in time, you know, and to have all points in time readily available at at your fingertips. It's kind of how is that even possible?
In the membrane.
Yeah. But I think it's actually really nice and convenient that he can't see everything all at once, because it also makes him human, like he did start off as a human and then took on Cal's body because Angela was attracted to it at a morgue. Which is
as one does.
Separate, as I like to do.
I like how she got to choose which one.
Yeah, she was the black dude.
Yeah. But
and she was like
real quick. There's another thing that's gonna kind of blow your mind too. When I saw that, if you look at the poster of Angela, she's
with Sister Knight.
Sister Knight
poster.
She's tinted in blue, so she was looking at him the whole time.
Right. What do you mean? Wait, I don't understand.
In the poster for Watchmen.
Yeah.
So Angela Abar's character is.
They were already hinting
blue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She was looking at blue.
No, she's looking at the camera.
Her skin is
has a blue tint, so she's looking at him.
Yeah.
So it's like she's been looking at him the whole time. So when you see the poster now, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. She's looking at him in the poster.
Jesus. Wow. Yeah. I can't. You guys don't keep doing this to me. I just had too many surprises in one night.
Well, I mean, you were right in bringing up the egg imagery, right?
Yeah, there's something about an egg.
Now he's talking about chicken in the egg. He cracks an egg into his beer cup, you know what I mean?
And drinks it.
That's
an actual drink, though.
Pre-hangover drink.
Yeah. He could have changed that egg into anything he wanted.
And he just drank it like a boss.
Yeah.
We also finally learn about where Veidt has been this entire time and why his entire story links up to the story in any way.
I can't believe they made it work. Remember, guys, I was like, where is this story going? It's the only thread that I just don't see there being any like real enough payoff because it's too late. But it was all set up. It was all foreshadowing.
But there was.
All comes together.
Yeah. What really got me excited was we talked about this last week, but it was when he was shooting the catapult into, and they
were on Europa.
Yeah. And I was like, in my head, I was like, this is a pocket dimension somewhere.
Yeah, you were right.
Probably on Europa.
You were right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, God. Go ahead.
Oh.
What?
You cut out.
I think you cut out, Earl.
Oh, Daisuke, what did you think about these episodes?
Oh, yeah, I caught up because
he binged it all.
I binged it all.
It's all washed in his head. Yeah.
Purpose. Just watching the last episode is one of those episodes where I thought, I want to rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah,
again.
now I want to watch the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
Because I want to know what Cal and Angela, what their relationship was like. The one moment that you mentioned, Jen, about was really interesting, where Dr. Manhattan could have been anything. Like he didn't really care what he looked like.
Right.
It was just about and the fact that they chose a black man, because he used to be white, and then it was like,
right. John is white.
Yeah, and now that he's kind of semi-omniscient, like him saying like this doesn't really matter was really. I thought that was
he already
cool
knew what he
message.
was gonna. Yeah, and he knew what he was gonna appear anyways, because.
Right. Yeah.
And Veidt actually calls him out for it. Like when he goes up to Veidt in Cal's
right.
Yeah.
Veidt is like, is this some kind of cultural
appropriation?
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
They're different.
If they didn't address that in universe, somebody else would have called it out. So
that's hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
And it's actually beautiful because Dr. Manhattan's, moving forward, but Dr. Manhattan creates life on Europa, right? Like he tries to attempt to create a utopia where the people are helpers, they are altruistic, and they are generous. But essentially he's created a dependent race, that can't operate independently.
Yeah.
He and Veidt do a trade-off, right? Veidt wants to live in a utopia free of his guilt of killing 2 million people in the staged one-off. And then Dr. Manhattan wants total amnesia so that he can finally gain like singular sentence. Date Angela. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they make like a cosmic trade-off, and that's the fate that we're dealing with right now.
And Jen and I were asking ourselves, like, so why is it that the kind of like clones from Europa don't want Ozymandias to leave?
Right.
I'm not sure if it's 100% clear, because remember, right now he's on trial and they just found him guilty.
Right.
And I was saying maybe they don't want him to leave because they already had a master who left, and their sole purpose is to serve. So they're trying to prevent that from happening. I don't know.
Well, but you also have to think about like how Dr. Manhattan created these and created their will as well. So he could have programmed anything he wanted. Maybe this is all part of the plan to keep Vite in this space.
Oh,
yeah, that's how I interpreted it, was that it was Dr. Manhattan tricking Vite into going into his own prison and punishing him for his crimes.
Really?
And
so it wasn't really a paradise.
But gave him a golden cage. Gave him a golden cage and made him think that he had a choice by creating the whatever you want to call those people. I don't want to say slaves, but like
they are slaves.
The clones or whatever.
Lake babies,
based off of Vite's his memories of as childhood.
Yeah.
So I think it was Dr. Manhattan tricking him.
It was definitely that's how I read it, and it's weird. It's hard to ascribe intention with Dr. Manhattan, really. So,
well, not just that, but if anyone can mess up Dr. Manhattan's plan, it would be Vite, like because he's the only one who knows about the secret that that's in his
Besides
so
herself.
Angela, he had to get him out of the way.
Oh my God, but let's talk about the 7th Cavalry, though. They've abducted Lori because Lori was stupid enough to just air out everything she learned about
go directly to the source.
Of Mrs. Crawford, and she just literally sends her
well, I think she was
funny.
One thing that I was a little disappointed with is how like Lori exactly.
Lori's too smart to do that.
She's too smart to just like give it up like that. She's
because she was pushing that button like.
And then she should have ran the fuck out of there, but instead she's like, "What are you doing?"
I just think she was. I think it shows her arrogance too, though. Like,
I got you. Yeah,
true.
Like that.
I can believe it. I can believe it. It wasn't so stupid. We're like, that's completely out of character.
Because she was like, wait, is this really a trap? Like a trap door, really?
Yeah, like really? Yeah, it's so dumb and so cliche. Yeah. You're like, really? So wait, hold on. When she fell through that trap door, correct me if I'm wrong. There was an episode where Angela is like going through like a tunnel thing at night.
It's the same one.
It's the same one.
Yeah. Same house.
That's what it reminded me of. Yeah.
They've been testing this machine, which at the very end of episode 8 we see is used on Dr. Manhattan to like dematerialize him. Right. Like they've been working on that for a long time. And finally it's revealed to us that the 7th Cavalry intends to destroy Dr. Manhattan and initiate the Senator as the new Dr. Manhattan. With the powers of white supremacy behind him. That like monologue between the Senator and Lori was so chilling.
Yeah, very much.
Woof.
I have a question from the chat. How do y'all feel about the grandfather paradox being implemented with Angela/Will? My roommate, who's always cautious about time travel logic, couldn't get over it. Yeah,
as in it was a bad thing, or it was a good thing?
I think for this Kobu music in chat, it was kind of a bad thing, or like at least their
I loved it because I think it perfectly encapsulated the causality and the chicken and the egg analogy.
I think it works in this instance solely because Dr. Manhattan can exist at all points.
I think
like his memory his consciousness exists at all points. So the plausibility of something like this happening, a grandfather paradox, I think it works in this instance because we're looking at time like linearly. Yeah, linearly. Whereas like linearly. Whereas opposed to in other like time travel properties, like time is treated as something that's linear.
And I mean, I think it works.
Right. Technically, it's a paradox.
He's existing in all those. Yeah, but he's existing in all those timelines, so he's not really traveling in time. But yeah, I guess.
Right.
That's a whole debate.
Like at some point, one of those things had happened by chance for it to even exist.
Right. And that did happen by chance. Her mentioning that her grandfather kills Crawford,
right,
by chance, ends up becoming the impetus for him to look into it himself.
And that created itself because it's wibbly wobbly timey wimey. So
yeah, and by that same metric, that's why Dr. Manhattan says that he's in love with Angela.
Because he's meant to be.
Because it began 10 years later when
Doctor Who
is willing to put her life on the line to save him. But him knowing that from the metric of eternity means that he already loves and appreciates her. So it makes sense to me.
Yeah, it made me think, like, in a way, like it was love at first sight, relatively speaking.
Right.
literally, relatively.
Yeah, relatively.
Wait, so this is the same guy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, because I was going to change character.
Oh, well, I was just going to ask. Oh.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So Mr. Manhattan, Dr. Manhattan, is the same guy.
Sir Manhattan, yes, yeah.
Yeah, who was into Laurie and Laurie's mom.
Yes.
Silk Spectre.
Am I the only one who finds this a very weird plot point? Like,
it's very weird.
Did they need to include that? Like, why?
Well, that had already existed in the source material.
That was
so
weird.
So it was just something. Yeah. Right. In the original comics, it was just something that they had to address.
In the original comics, Dr. Manhattan is with Laurie.
Is with Spectre, his mother.
Yeah, but he's not with Laurie in the original comics. So I just wondered why they needed to make it so that she was with him at one point in the show.
I think it was just the continuation of the comics, and so it's canon. So this being like 20 years later, the continuation of that canon.
Yeah, so it's canon then that Laurie she's with Dr. Manhattan at some point.
Yes.
Right, yes.
That's weird. I'm sorry. Yeah. Any plot point about like someone being the lover of their mother or father's ex-lover is fucking weird.
It's really weird.
It's kind of unnecessary,
Well, talk to Alan more about that.
That is so weird. Anyways.
It is really weird.
I was going to ask Angela, what did you think of? Oh, I was going to ask about what you guys thought about Lady True and her story arc.
Oh, that was so great.
Daisuke, what do you think about Lady True?
I mean, from the first scene, I thought, badass Asian woman on screen.
Mofo, yeah.
Oh, that conversation.
That first scene was really awesome. I really like her. And was it in episode 7 about her daughter being it's her mother?
Yeah, it's her mother. Episode 7,
Yeah. I don't know what to think about it. It's cool. But I don't know what to think about it. And
I love her acting, just and then just when she has these the matter of fact conversations with any other character.
She's 10 steps ahead of everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the backstory of how she came to be, like her mother stealing the sperm samples from
sperm from Voight.
Yeah.
Vite.
Wait, I think I missed that bit. So what happened?
Wait, I missed that?
Yeah, what?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know what happened.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
If and when.
Oh, don't tell me.
Dracula.
Oh my God.
If and when.
I was like, I don't remember that.
So if and when her mom.
Because we're only at 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Oh
if and when.
I'm going to watch it right after this.
Wow.
Okay. Wait, 9?
And when.
9 is the last
Sorry,
episode.
shit.
Yeah.
And there's a 10, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's 9 is last episode.
See, I was hedging my bets. I was like, this couldn't be all in 9. I mean, all of this in 9, but it was. So sorry. My
Dracula
apologies.
Returns. But more on Lady True, right? So she's dabbled and she's this mad genius and has dabbled in genetic engineering for this whole time. Mm-hmm. What do you think her primary motivation is?
You guys can't say it, so I'll.
Not for the people who know.
Yeah,
Dracula comes back.
Hold on. So she's got this thing. She's building a huge clock where she's going to turn back time.
Right.
Right. So clearly.
Oh, did we know that it was turn back time?
We don't know if it's.
Isn't it?
We don't know what it's.
We don't know what
what's she gonna do with it then?
We don't know.
No.
It's part of.
I thought she was gonna turn back time.
No, because Angela
You'll
is like
find out in the next episode.
She's gonna turn back time. But
And then cue the copyrighted music. Yeah.
No. So
Cindy Lauper.
she's interested. What's funny is she's interested in lineage and passing on the name. That's the first thing you hear her talk about when she talks to that one couple.
She talks about legacy.
Legacy, yeah. Which is interesting because the girl who you thought was her daughter is actually her mother. And she wants her parents there with her. Like it's almost a kind of, she's basically playing God, and she's enacting a type of reincarnation.
Right.
Which I think also has ties to time. Time is obviously central to the entirety of this show, which is why I think her main purpose is to turn back time. So Dr. Manhattan, Mr. Potato Head, no,
Mr. Metropolis Manhattan.
You respect his PhD, Caitlin.
I'm sorry, Dr. Manhattan.
He didn't go to college.
Come back. I'm calling it right now, right here. You heard it tonight.
So I see what you're saying. You're saying that she will try to reverse
time.
Dr. Manhattan's demise, so that he can come back and defeat maybe the senator, white supremacist Manhattan.
Or if she's going to do that, why doesn't she go all the way back and stop him from becoming Dr. Manhattan?
I was just
why would she do
having
that?
this talk with to collapse the multiple universes. You're coming from a many worlds theory. We're assuming that there's still
one singular world.
Singular world, Walter. Stop trying to misintroduce. You don't even know. Trying to introduce,
you don't even know what's going to happen in stories.
Well, when Dracula comes back,
Dracula returns.
If and when. If and when.
The dead. So if and when Mr. Doctor, oh my God.
Mr. Dr. Manhattan.
Count Manhattan. It's Count Manhattan.
If and when Dr. Manhattan, because I'm thinking Manhattan, so then I say Mr. because the M. Anyways, never mind. I give up.
So I don't know. I think so far one of the important, the really good sticking points about this series so far has been the acting. The acting is fucking like across the board.
Great,
amazing. I don't know. Daisuke, what do you think about it?
I think there's actually, now I think about it, I think Lori is a fantastic actress. I think we talked about that.
Right.
So Daisuke, what do you think?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I don't. I think they're all great. I don't know. It's very well written. Sorry, these are very general comments, but
that's fine, man.
Daisuke's gonna be like, I think it sucks. It should have been.
me.
Should have been me.
You should have been Lady True. Mr. True.
I also auditioned for this.
Actually, I
like, what else are you gonna say?
Well, I mean, we have one more episode, and I didn't spoil anything major, hopefully, but
I just heard sperm. Yeah, that's all I heard.
I heard sperm, steel.
Yeah,
that's it. Nothing big.
Right.
I will say the girl who plays the daughter is adorable.
She is adorable.
And when she adjusts her, whenever she adjusts her
glasses, she's about to give you a smackdown.
Which woman is angrier? But
that was a little fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. But I'm really looking forward to what Looking Glass and Lori are going to do. Because they have been associating with the cavalry from the inside. Yeah. And I'm just wondering, because the only thing we know about Looking Glass post complete mental breakdown is that somehow there are a bunch of dead cavalry members inside his basement. And we don't know how or why or what even.
Well, they went to go kill him.
Yeah.
So it's confirmed Looking Glass killed them?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we were meant to believe.
Okay.
I'm glad he survived.
What a badass.
Yeah. But this,
who's he going to be loyal to?
Yeah, anyway. Who is he going to be loyal to, and where is he going to show up? Mm-hmm. But this concludes our part of the episode where we talk about Watchmen. We do have that one episode to go, and it's going to be awesome when we talk about it.
So hyped.
So it'll be great.
It's gonna.
But thank you, Daisuke, for being here. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. You had some fun as well.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Hey. And we're all gonna play Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
Totally.
please.
Like I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Walter.
Oh, I was gonna say thank you for letting us probe you.
It was my pleasure.
All right.
Thanks for being here. We will. I know you haven't watched Penny Dreadful, and
yeah, sorry,
don't worry about it. No, really.
Perhaps we are saving you from this.
Just don't watch. Yeah,
we are saving you from a fate.
It's better if you just watch our reviews or
watch our reactions. Our reaction
videos.
That's all you need.
It's probably going to be more entertaining than actually
the
watching
show
the
itself.
show.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay.
Not missing anything. Yeah.
Oh god.
If you want to hear us eviscerate it,
yeah, please
coming up right
around.
It's more fun watching us tear it apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daisuke for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
And everybody in the chat.
Buy his game.
Right.
Yeah, buy my July 17th.
July 17th. And where can we find you? Like on socials and stuff?
Oh, right. Insta and Twitter, Daisuke Tsuji, DICEK2G. Yeah, that's where you'll find me.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'll put it in there.
Okay. I feel like an old person. It's like
it's all good. I am an
old. Get out your pen and paper, kids.
Yeah.
It's like,
again, everybody,
remember, it's 2G, not 5G.
No, just 2G, just 2.
I'm old school. Old school.
Everybody in chat, Ghost of Tsushima, July 17th, PS4 exclusive. Thank you, Daisuke. And
thank you.
Yeah. Have a great day, I guess.
Thank you. I'm going to go watch episode 9. I'm going to go watch it now.
Oh, jealous.
Before I say anything else.
I want to see
it.
I'm
going to go get that sperm. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right, man.
All right, so much. Kids. Thank you.
Later, man.
Bye.
Yeah, later. Bye.
Thank you.
Later. So dreadful.
Let's end it on a high note, guys.
Or as we know it, as Caitlin called it earlier, just
dreadful. Yeah.
Episode 9.
Take out the penny. Yeah.
Oh.
What did y'all think?
What is there?
Should we do a recap? A real recap real quick?
Before we do the recap, I do think personally, and I think we can all agree, I think the show reached an all new level of low in this episode. Like it went from like not great to like telenovela status.
Right.
I concur.
It's so funny.
So
like
bad.
I was okay actually with the first like 2 or 3 like vignettes of this episode. I was like, this
of this episode? Oh.
Of this episode. And I was like,
I mean they were
they were very even, and I was like, all right, this is a little more like an even keeled kind of toned down tone of the episode. And I was like, I'm okay with this. This could be good. And then it went fucking bonkers. And I was like,
it was like the opposite of Watchmen.
Right.
Watchmen was like, this one was like, it just went really down.
Diving down.
It just nosedived downwards on the penultimate episode.
I don't know why every time they bring it to the dance hall, they feel like they have to turn it into like this weird
music video
number.
Yeah. I don't get the tendency for that. Like I don't know how that serves the story at all.
Nothing serves the story. I mean, I mean that in like the most like, I don't know, objective way possible. Yeah. Nothing about their storytelling is actually serving the conflict moving forward, right?
I think it is. It's just so uneventful. I know what they're trying to do. We just don't care anymore because it doesn't coalesce into anything substantial. So I can see that they're trying to aim for something. It's not completely floundering. It's just boring. And with the culmination of that scene in the dance hall, it makes you realize that all these threads that we've been following are just kind of pointless because it's all just fake drama.
Well, I'm gonna bounce on fake drama. The reason why we coalesced, all the family members kind of like convened
very forcefully.
Really like
so forced. Like, let's go dancing tonight.
Well, they all had existing dramas, right? So like Molly, the sister Josefina joined the temple which Molly is at, and thus she like broke away from the mom, and so Josefina and the mom have tension. Mateo obviously murdered the cop, and so like Tiago covering up for him is also a break from the family. And then the older brother, right, who was shot in the head, who like actually was very gung-ho about the revolution, and then now
non-entity,
just
it's weird.
She might as well have died.
And then all of them convene, they have an argument, and then suddenly Tiago gives a monologue about it's so
bad
to be me. And then suddenly they're like, oh, you know what? Yeah,
you're right. Let's not get mad at each other.
We're gonna
not.
It's so
bad.
It was so bad.
Melodrama, like
not just melodrama, completely like
telenovela, like you said earlier.
It's just not only real. It's just unrealistic. It's illogical. It's illogical. Yeah.
Here's the thing too: is like I would have understand that if we got some inkling that like this was Magda's instrumentation, like she instrumented this, right? But like,
what did she do? Nothing.
She didn't.
She didn't do anything.
She didn't do any of this, and it's like, I don't know, why is she there?
Yeah.
Why is the show happening?
Her reaction to seeing him walk in, and then like that look
you
of,
think shit's gonna go down.
I don't even. But then she doesn't show up. It's like, okay, we'll wait till episode 10 then.
Yeah. There's a difference between
season 2.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Ooh, I don't know if there's gonna be
episode 2. I think they're gonna cancel it. Yeah.
I think so. But there's a difference between characters being conflicted and characters doing things that are completely not making sense because maybe the writer's room can't agree with themselves, And it feels like the latter. It really does. Because none of these, even Magda's character has been inconsistent throughout. Why does she have these powers? Why can't she insert herself in situations? And why does she not act in other situations?
And what the fuck is going on with Santa Muerte? Like,
answer me this. Like, what do you think? Like when I was watching this, it looked to me like Magda was fearful of Sister Molly, or like, at least like wary of her presence. And I don't know what they were trying. That's the thing. I don't know what they were trying. You don't know what they're trying to do there. Yeah,
the part that I found the funniest was Josefina. So last time we saw Maria and Josefina, Maria was like, "No, you're not going to leave. No," and they ended on bad terms. She runs into her mom at, of all places, a fucking dance hall at night.
Oh, your hair.
And she's like, "Oh my God, Santísima, your hair."
Yeah, dressed all nice and everything. All nice.
So do these white ass writers know how people of color be? Your child doesn't just leave home and you're like, "Oh my God, you fucking drag their ass back." Yeah.
Right.
So
a very religious mother.
A religious
mother. Who like this is a dance hall. This is like a den.
Why was she, and then why was Molly and why were Josefina there? Why were they there if they're so religious?
And then the protective younger brother wasn't tripping at all when
she was dancing with a dude, because in the first episode the guy got his ass beat. So so those are already two flaws there. So and then all of a sudden everybody starts fighting. And then all of a sudden Josefina starts going off at Sister Molly, the woman whom she worships. And she's like, "I thought every word you said was true." And I'm like, you don't talk to your mentor. If your mentor, you're like, big sister is a celebrity, you don't just get mad at her all of a sudden. Because
especially if she's like with your brother.
You should be like pleasantly surprised. Like, "Oh, you didn't tell me," like.
Right. There was no reason for her to be angry.
No. And then and then the third bullshit was after the monologue. Now she's friends with Molly again. Yeah. And there's just nothing. What is going on here? And that's just one of multiple pieces of bullshit.
Another plot hole that I'm pointing out, going off the same vein that Caitlin just said, Mateo, right, in the past episode, basically said to Josefina, "I can't believe, like, I can't even talk to you anymore because you left me for the temple.
What was that?
You're not even part of us." And then in front of Maria, this time in the dance hall, he says, "Well, she's gone off on her own and she believes in what she believes now. We all believe in what we believe."
Yeah, he's defending her. Yeah.
Then what was the point of that?
What was the point of that scene?
Like, and it goes back to the conflict between Tiago and Molly, right? when they had that fight, which had no bearing whatsoever because they just went right back to each other. You know, it just seems as if all these conflicts don't matter. They don't have any.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, yeah.
I mean,
so even like the fact that
after watching that whole scene, like, where did we? There's no. We went nowhere in the storyline.
Nowhere. We went right back to square one. So why should we care?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is like they built up this family to be kind of like the central story.
Yeah.
And they failed on that because because of several things. But
it doesn't go anywhere.
And then they have this climactic scene, which is supposed to be like, this is supposed to be some kind of cathartic moment for the entire family, but it just ends up falling flat because we're sitting here wondering, like,
why were they fighting in the first place?
Yeah, why were they fighting
that
in the
get
first
resolved?
place?
Yeah. And I mean, they're trying to get you to like, appreciate them, love them, and like build their character. And I'm just like, you should have done that like episode 1, 2, and 3.
Do these writers even care about the characters? How can you spend that much money, that much time, such a huge fan base, building up all these storylines, life and death, rape, like race relations, and you end it with a telenovela scene in a dance hall? What are you smoking? Do you think your fans are so stupid they're not going to call you out on? That was like worse than season 8 Game. I mean,
the writing is worse than season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and say that was worse than season 8 Game of Thrones, and that's already bad. Yeah,
Jesus,
that was bad.
My worst, I think the older brother, right? The one that got shot in the head. What was his name?
Yeah. Who cares? No one knows. We don't care because he's such a non-entity.
Raul, who was sedated for the entirety of the season after he was the most interesting family member in the first episode, he says, I have a purpose, but I don't know
what is it?
And it's end of episode 9. He says this.
But I don't know what it is. And I think that's like the mantra of the entire series.
There's so much telling and not enough showing in this.
I feel like someone should write a critique.
And then he's like, at that one point, he's like, oh, the 110 might actually be good for us and get jobs. And I mean, that's cool. You change your opinion, but like, what did you change? How did you change your opinion?
Wait, did he really say that? Did he really say that?
He
said it might be good for us.
Yeah, when he was sitting there, like in that contemplative moment,
he did.
And
this guy got a bullet to the head, and now he's okay with it. But why? What changed it? Nothing. What? Why should he change his opinion? That's what I mean. He might as well have died. His character is so pointless.
Again, like all of this is a byproduct of them just not like having too many storylines, and not spending enough time with each of them.
Well,
and when the time that they do spend, it's wasted.
I'm sorry,
Walter, you were saying.
Go ahead, Walter.
I was gonna say, can we move on to like Councilman Townsend and how all of a sudden we're supposed to care about this dude?
His dad,
this prick, and his dad. Like, come on, man.
We keep talking about this motorway. We're like, nobody gives a fuck about the motorway. It's episode 9. Stop bringing up the motorway.
Help me, Dad. Sponsor me to stop me from getting impeached.
And then we learned something we already knew, which is he's a loser.
Right.
All we know now is that his dad thinks he's one too.
Like if they had like kept up the idea of that the motorway, the presence of the motorway is going to be an issue with like the people that live there, and we actually saw that.
Right.
Like it would have actually meant something that this thing is happening. But like right now, they're showing it through the eyes of a character we didn't care about, and like his struggle. And it's
very weird because like, how are you supposed to feel for him? Like, are we supposed to feel pity? What are we supposed to feel for?
And all of a sudden he's lamenting about like how the Mexicans doesn't like and nobody counsels it, no one likes
what was that rant?
As if you wanted these people
what did you want?
like you. Yeah, you knew everyone hated you.
People were telling you this was wrong, and you still went with it. Then, and then you're surprised people don't like you. Like, what?
Yeah. This is like really bad.
This is really bad.
Nazis don't like me.
Speaking of Nazis, remember when Nathan Lane's character brings a gun into a club he's not even supposed to be into?
God. And he lays it on the table, says, "If you want to kill me, just kill me." don't kill my friends. And it's like, hey, dude, that's not how manipulation works.
First of all,
Like,
he's not even supposed to be in the club. The guy says, sir, you're not allowed to be in here. And then he just lets him in.
Yeah.
And then he sits down, takes out a gun in public. No one says anything. And then says, kill me. And then when the guy is like, I know where your daughter lives, he like takes the gun back. Like, this is really bad writing. What
did that accomplish too? You know, that's like very
I don't know.
Because we know what he was going to do. Yeah.
Is he trying to guilt him, a Nazi, into like not killing Jews?
I don't know.
Ineffective, you know? That was stupid.
We from that scene at the beginning where he draws a swastika on the car, we should have just went straight to like
into the
Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
Because that's where he was going to end up anyway. We know that.
Wait, who's Brad Garrett again?
The mob boss.
Oh yeah. But where also is that going?
Right.
It's episode 9, and I'm like, why is Raymond's brother here?
I know, Raymond. Anyway, so we have we gotta wrap up. We have one episode left of this as well, and I honestly, there's too much to like. There's already at this late of a stage. There's exposition left to happen, which is not a good thing.
It's not good.
It's nuts.
It's not good.
So I don't know. We're gonna watch it, and we'll see what happens. But before we sign off, we do have an announcement from our showrunner Rodney. What's up, man? Lay it on us.
Hey, everybody. So, just wanted to have a little bit of an announcement, and thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thanks for Daisuke for joining us. Can't wait to play the game. And hopefully we can play the game with him in some way or shape or form. So, but yeah, it's me, Rodney, creator, director, and showrunner for Pain Geekery, here with an announcement. First, I want to thank all of our loyal followers, listeners, subs, and supporters. It's been a crazy past few months, and we're so glad you've been along with us for the ride. But it has been a crazy ride. The world keeps changing, and we've adapted as best we can. One thing that I started to realize was the toll of the outside world and the stress of running this podcast has really affected my physical and mental health. At first, when quarantine hit, we found ourselves excited to stream more and keep making content, but it really has added even more stress to each of us. On top of the stress we all are dealing with during COVID, civil rights, and just 2020 in general, cracks have been starting to form, and we've had to deal with many, many internal challenges, and some fundamental issues need to be worked on. Juggling the production, dealing with 2020, and trying to solve the internal PG issues has unfortunately taken a big toll on my health, both physically and mentally. So a few weeks back, I decided that Pain Geekery Podcast needs to take a break in production. I spoke with the crew, and they agreed my health is most important, and they've been really, really supportive of that. Yet I still feel bad, as we have built a lot of momentum, and the last thing I want to do is to pause what we have going. But I had to make the hard choice because the pace and the stress was just unsustainable. So after tonight, we will have one more episode next week. We will talk about the end of Watchmen, and we'll talk about the end of Penny Dreadful, each of those final season finales. And then we'll still do our nightly game streams. Those are really, really less stressful. So there will be content being put out. But for now, the main podcast stream will be on a break. How long will that break be? Not really sure. I need to take care of my health and also the overall organizational health of Pain Geekery. And once I figure out how we can go forward in a healthy manner on both fronts, then we'll be back. So just that was our little announcement. Thank you for your time, your support, and your geekdom. I hope that we have provided a small light to you during these dark times. And when we do come back, we'll be stronger and better than ever. So thank you to the hosts. Thank you to Hazel, to Jedi, to to everybody that's been really, really helpful, to Infernal, to everybody that's always joined us week and week. So Krizia, also, and his name is escaping me right now, but you know,
maybe.
Yeah. Yes, you know, he's like co music.
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I said Jacob.
Yeah. Jacob. Sorry. Nervous Jacob. Sorry. But yeah, thank you guys all. Thank you, Aaron, and everybody. So, you know, this is just really something we really need to do, and we really need to take a break and sort of take stock on things, and we really want to. I really want to move us forward, and in a very, very healthy way where it's not killing any one of us, especially me. And but then also just like coming forward with a new found, you know, verve and purpose and all that good stuff. But thank you guys all for, you know, your time, and we will still be streaming games, but just the podcast right now, we're on a break. So with that, I say I just want to throw it back to you, Earl, and everybody in the chat. Thank you for having it, and thank you for listening.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that message, Rodney. Once again,
Rodney.
chat. Thank you guys for being here throughout all of quarantine. It's like Rodney said, it's been a crazy, kind of rough thing, but I think this break will just make us stronger. And again, we'll be back. We have one more episode, so please do make sure to tune into that. We're going to be finishing up Penny Dreadful and Watchmen, and then we'll sign off for a little bit, but it's not the end. So thank you, everybody, for being here in chat today. Do hit us up over the course of the week. We have and hit us up on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything at Pangeekery. That's PANGEEKERY. We have one more show this next coming week here at twitch.tv/Pangeekery, 8 p.m. on this channel. So we will see you there soon, and we'll have a little bit of a party before we sign off. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Daisuke. Thank you to the rest of the cast and the crew, everybody that has helped us out this season. And y'all take care. Have a good night. Peace out.
Take care now.
Good night.